Hello and welcome to Idea TV Midday News. I am Cynthia Bassi. We begin with the headlines. EUN launches 50 billion naira endowment fund to drive research and innovation. South Africa launches African Digital Transformation Center. Corporate demand drives South Africa's clean energy transition, and away from Africa, China backs Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. Middle East war escalates as Iran and Israel trade strikes, and in health, Côte d'Ivoire, UNFPA signed $75 million health program, and in business, NSDC, BOI launch 10 billion naira fund to boost sugar projects, and NNPC moves to secure foreign crude for Dangote refinery amid fuel hike. In sport, over 250 players set for OSUN National Table Tennis Tournament. Now the news in full. The European University of Nigeria has launched a 50 billion naira endowment fund to support cutting-edge research and technological innovation. Chancellor Senator Nicholas Ukachukwu disclosed the initiative on Sunday in Abuja during the university's maiden matriculation ceremony, emphasizing that the fund is aimed at producing practical solutions with measurable societal impact. The endowment will support research from discovery to real-world application, particularly in areas such as drugs development and advanced technologies. He stressed that the university's approach prioritizes tangible results and societal relevance, ensuring the investments benefit communities rather than remaining unused. Vice-Chancellor Professor Emmanuel Ibezim, addressing the pioneer students, urged them to embrace academic excellence, critical thinking, and innovation. He assured students of modern laboratories, digital resources, and mentorship while emphasizing discipline, ethical conduct, and participation in leadership and extracurricular activities to develop well-rounded global competitive graduates. South Africa has inaugurated the African Digital Transformation Center in Pretoria to support technology innovation, digital skills, and startup development across the continent. The center was officially launched on Friday and is hosted at the Innovation Hub in Gauteng province. The initiative aims to help technology entrepreneurs grow, strengthen public institutions, and promote collaboration between government, universities, and the private sector partners. Officials say the goal is to position Africa not only as a consumer of technology but also as a producer of digital solutions. The project is led by South Africa's Department of Communications and Digital Technologies in partnership with the International Telecommunication Union. The center forms part of a global network of 18 digital acceleration hubs with 7 located across Africa to support startups, training, and innovation programs. Still in Africa, corporate demand for renewed electricity is helping to accelerate South Africa's shift to clean energy. Norwegian developer CØTE announced on Friday that its joint platform, Lyra Energy, has reached financial close and begun construction of the 255-megawatt Takadu solar project. The first phase of the project is expected to start commercial operations in the first half of 2027 with a total investment of about 4 billion rand or $240 million. The project will deliver power directly to the commercial and industrial clients through long-term power purchase agreements, whereas CØTE will provide engineering, construction, asset management, and operational services. Similar initiatives, including Anthem Renewable Energy's 475-megawatt North Sea solar project, are also advancing through corporate contracts using the national grid's wheeling mechanism. This growing trend of independent power producers supplying renewable electricity to large businesses highlights how private sector demand is driving South Africa's energy transition. Despite this, the country's public power system still depends largely on coal, indicating that the shift to clean energy remains in progress. We'll go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return. Good to have you back. If you are just joining, this is Idea TV Midday News. Now, the rest of the news. Away from Africa, China says Iran's decision to appoint Mojtaba Khamenei as the country's new supreme leader is an internal matter and should be respected. Beijing made the statement today following the appointment of the son of former leader Ali Khamenei. The younger Khamenei assumed the role after his father was killed more than a week ago during the first wave of United States and Israeli strikes on Iran. China's foreign ministry said the leadership transition was carried out in line with Iran's constitution. China also warned against threats to target Iran's new leader, stressing that the country's sovereignty and territorial integrity must be respected. Meanwhile, tensions remain high as Iran continues missile and drone attacks in response to ongoing strikes by the United States and Israel. Still away from Africa, the war involving the United States, Israel, and Iran is intensifying across the Middle East today, with fresh attacks reported in several countries. Iran launched missiles towards Israel shortly after Mojtaba Khamenei was named the country's new supreme leader following the killing of his father Ali Khamenei in earlier United States and Israeli strikes. Iranian attacks also targeted energy facilities in the Gulf. A strike on Bahrain's Al Ma'amir oil facility triggered a fire and forced the state energy company to suspend operations, while a separate drone attack on the island of Sitra injured 32 civilians. Saudi Arabia says it intercepted a drone aimed at the Shaiba oil field near the United Arab Emirates border. Israel has responded with new strikes on what it calls regime infrastructure in central Iran and attacks on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, including in Beirut. The escalating conflict has pushed global oil prices above $100 a barrel and prompted the United States to order non-essential embassy staff to leave Saudi Arabia over rising security risk. In health news now, Côte d'Ivoire and the United Nations Population Fund have signed a $75 million cooperation program aimed at improving maternity health and family planning in the country. The agreement was signed on Thursday, March 5th, and will run from 2026 to 2030. The program focuses on 4 key areas, which are reducing maternal deaths, expanding access to family planning, tackling gender-based violence and harmful practices, and strengthening the collection and use of demographic data. Authorities says the initiative aligns with Côte d'Ivoire's National Development Plan and broader efforts to strengthen human capital. Despite progress in development indicators, the country's maternal mortality rate remains high, with hundreds of deaths recorded per 100,000 live births. The National Sugar Development Council and the Bank of Industry have launched a 10 billion naira sugar project acceleration fund to support greenfield sugar projects across Nigeria. The initiative aims to accelerate the development of a competitive and sustainable sugar industry by providing financing, technical guidance, and project development support to qualified promoters. Speaking yesterday, NSDC Chief Executive Kama Bakrin emphasized that access to capital alone is not enough. He highlighted that bankable projects require thorough feasibility studies, robust financial models, clear land tenure, and management teams with proven track records. The fund will help early-stage projects meet these standards and become investor-ready. BOI, serving as the fund manager, will oversee credit appraisal, risk management, loan disbursement, and monitoring of projects, while NSDC will provide sector leadership and technical guidance. Eligible beneficiaries are businesses involved in sugar production or related activities, including greenfield companies such as Large Sugar, Brent Foods, Crystal Sugar, and Legacy Sugar. Still in business news, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is moving to secure crude oil supply for the Dangote Petroleum Refinery through international traders as the country grapples with soaring fuel prices. Petrol has surged above 1,000 naira per litre in several states following recent adjustment that pushed gantry prices from 774 to 995 naira per litre. Officials say the refinery currently receives only 5 cargoes a month from NNPC instead of 13 required under the Naira for crude policy, forcing reliance on imported crude at international market rates. Rising global oil prices, compounded by Middle East conflict and disruptions around the Strait of Hormuz, have added the cost pressures. Industry stakeholders note that while foreign or sourcing foreign crude may sustain refinery operations, it may not immediately lower pump prices. Efforts are underway to expand distribution with new marketers, including NIPCO, MRS Oil, Total Energies, and Khamenei joining the list to ensure continued lifting of petrol across the country. Finally, in sport news, over 250 table tennis players from elite and age grade categories are set to compete at the 6th edition of the National Table Tennis Championships in Otan, Ayegbaju, OSUN State. The Michael and Felicia Alabi Memorial Tournament will take place from April 12 to April 17 this year at the newly constructed Idera Multipurpose Hall. The competition, organized by the OSUN State Table Tennis Association under the Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, will feature veterans, para-athletes, and deaf athletes, highlighting the tournament's focus on unity and equal opportunity, while further cementing the event as a showcase for emerging and established talent. Categories range from under 15 singles to veteran, para, and deaf divisions. Last year's champions were Abdul Basit Abdul Fatai of Kwara State and Hope Udoaka of Cross River State. And this year's edition promises new styles and thrilling matches for the national table tennis community. That is all we have for you on Idea TV Midday News. But before we go, here is a recap of the head for Dangote Refinery amid fuel hike. And finally, in business, over 250 players set for OSUN National Table Tennis Tournament. Now, do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Cynthia Bassi. Thank you for watching.